Welcome to This Side of 50, the podcast where men of all ages come to gain clarity, confidence, and direction. I'm Milton K. Smith, your host, a seasoned voice that's living, learning, and leveling up. I'm here to share with you knowledge, understanding, and wisdom that I've gained throughout the years. Each week, we'll tackle real life challenges, share practical tools, and hopefully inspire you to keep going. If you're ready to gain clarity, confidence, and direction, then this is your podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to This Side of 50. I am your host, Milton K. Smith. So glad you're taking the time out to join with us on this episode. This whole season, we're discussing with the lessons that I've learned from CrossFit throughout my time when I was a CrossFitter, so to speak. We've talked about in the last three episodes, we've talked about committing to the challenge, overcoming your fear, and flexibility. Flexibility expands capacity. So today, we want to jump into change takes time. Change takes time. If you would like, subscribe, and share this podcast, I would so much appreciate it. And I think it's going to be of value to you. Change takes time. So when I walked into CrossFit, one of the things the coach told me my first day there was that you're not going to see results right away. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time, 3 to 4 months to a year maybe, that you will start to see results. But you had to, first of all, commit to the challenge, and you had to stay flexible, keep your mind open, and know that although you didn't see any visible change right then, that changes were happening in your life. You will find out that change takes time. Change is the only constant in life. Something's going to change. Every day, there's going to be new challenges. Every day, you're going to see something different that you're going to have to adapt to. And although you're putting in the work, and sometimes I understand putting in the work and you see no results becomes very disheartening, becomes very frustrating, becomes very discouraging. But change takes time. Results delayed are not results denied. Just because the results don't show up when you think they should, or as soon as you think they should, does not mean you're not going to get results at all. Write that down. Put that on your mirror. Results delayed are not results denied. The results will show in time, and you have to give it time. You have to uh, labor. You have to keep working on it. You have to keep putting effort into it. It's like when you're planting a garden, right? You have to water it. You have to fertilize. You have to do all those things to supply the nutrients that you need so that it grows. And then eventually, you'll see some things start to sprout out, little leaves, whatever the case may be. So results delayed are not results denied. God's timing tests your consistency before revealing capacity. God's timing tests your consistency before revealing capacity. I put the God thought in there because really everything that we do, whether we accept it or not, it's all we some call it chance, some call it luck, I call it God, right? God's timing tests your consistency before revealing your capacity. You will know that you can rest assured that if you're being consistent in doing anything, whether it's relationship, whether it's your career, whether it's your health, whether it's your finances, podcast, whatever your venture may be, if you're consistent with it, you're going to realize you're going to eventually reveal the capacity that you have for that particular item, that particular event. So God's timing tests your consistency before revealing capacity. You're not going to see growth. You're not going to see change. You're not going to see results without putting some time in and being consistent with that timing. If you say you're going to lose weight and you're going to change your eating habits, you have to be consistent with those eating habit changes. If you're going to grow muscle, if you're going to grow endurance or increase your endurance, you have to be consistent with those endurance growing activities that you're doing. Every repetition builds unseen strength. Every repetition builds unseen strength. Repetition actually builds consistency. Repetition builds that endurance that you need. Repetition builds results. The more you do the same thing over and over again, if you do routine things routinely well, you will have excellence. You will see the results of excellence. Every repetition builds unseen strength. So when I would come to the gym, come to the box, and CrossFit, the more I attempted to do pull-ups. It took me a while, but the more I attempted, the repetitions going through the motion, eventually I was able to do a pull-up. Not that I had never done one before, but I had gained a little more weight than in my youth. So the pull ups were a little more challenging. But the more I went through the routine, went through the form, went through the motions of the process, repetition built strength. And when that repetition built the strength, that strength brought capacity. The capacity brought results, right? Change takes time. Change takes time. It took time. When I was doing overhead squats, we talked about this in the last episode. The more I went through the motion, went through the form for overhead squats, the more flexible I became. And eventually, the results, although they were delayed, they were not denied. I was able to do the overhead squat and can do them now. You can do power cleans. You can also talk about snatches, power snatches, whatever, double unders. Now, I was never good at single unders, although I did a lot of repetitions. I could put 4 or 5 together. I think it was more so my knee issues, and I really couldn't do those single unders like I wanted to. But repetition builds unseen strength. Biceps grow from repetition. Biceps, quadriceps, triceps, all that, lats, all that grows from repetition and it builds strength. You don't recognize and you don't realize how strong you become by just repeating routine things. Patience is the partner of progress. Patience is the partner of progress. You have to be patient with yourself. You're gonna have to be patient with yourself. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself to change, to become the next great whatever. Be patient. Allow the progress to happen. Patience is the partner of progress. You cannot rush results. You cannot rush change. Change is going to take time. Time is going to work all things out. So you have to be patient. Let patience be your partner. Sit down. Just know that although you may not be seeing any results in whatever you want to have change in, from your health to your relationships, you may not see the results. Just know that it's getting stronger and change is going to happen. Faith doesn't rush, faith remains. You got to keep the faith. Faith is not a time consistent entity. Faith is what you have to have over time. Faith is what you have to hang your head on in everything that you do. That if I keep doing this, if I be faithful in what I'm doing, faithful to the process, faithful to the cause, I'm going to see the changes that I hope to see. I'm going to see the changes that says will happen if I remain consistent in what I'm doing. It takes time to see the results of change. It takes time to see the results of change. And that's the bottom line. I know some of us, we get in a hurry when we often say we're in a microwave society. We want everything fast. We want everything, yesterday. And we want everything quick, fast, in a hurry. But time to see results, it takes change, right? It takes change. It takes time to see the results of change. It takes time for you to grow. It takes time to increase your strength. It takes time and consistency to increase your capacity. All those things take time. Every repetition will build unseen strength, right? Every repetition will build unseen strength. Consistency develops the road to results. Consistency develops the road to results. Consistency develops the road to results. You could really say that change is a product of consistency. You could say that. Maybe write that down. Make that one of your notes on your phone or somewhere. That consistency develops the road to results. So, like, share, and subscribe. I say that often. Like, share, and subscribe this podcast, especially if it's of value to you. Let it be of value to someone else as well. As we move into what I call our talking points, when you talk about change takes time, true transformation is a marathon, not a sprint when it comes to your health. If you want to become healthier, and you can inbox me, I can tell you some of the health changes I've made over time. Even with CrossFit, it took not just 1 or 2 weeks. It took 3 to 4 months, 5 to 6 years to see the changes I wanted to see. It was not a marathon. It was not a marathon. It was a marathon. I'm sorry. It was a marathon. It was not a sprint. It was not a sprint. It was a marathon to get my A1C in order, to get my blood pressures in order, to changes I needed to make, along with medication and doctor's care and healthy living and exercising. Not a sprint. It is a marathon. If you're gonna experience change in your finances, wealth grows slowly and your patience what's going to protect your progress. You don't want to go after quick Get rich quick schemes. Did I say that's a tongue twister there? You don't want to go after get rich quick schemes. You want to take your time. Wealth will grow if you become consistent in your money habits and saving and investing. Once again, I'm not a financial coach. I'm not giving you advice. You can go on Google. You can read a lot of this financial advice, how to invest, all those things, how to grow your money, how to make your money work for you, how to make money, all those great things. There are gurus out there. I'm not one of those, so this is not that podcast. But wealth grows slowly. Patience protects your progress. So change takes time. You're not going to be rich overnight. Unless you play the lottery, that's a possibility, right? Let's look at relationships. When it comes to relationships and change, consistency builds trust over time. Your partner, your spouse, your mate, consistency is what builds trust. Are you trustworthy throughout the years? Are you trustworthy in the good days and in the bad days? Will you be consistent in good days and bad days? Consistent in the sunshine, consistent in the rain. No one night stand relationships, right? I think I said right 3 times. I'm getting better. So consistency in relationships. It builds trust and it's over time. You have to work at it. You have to stay committed to it. You have to be involved, committed to the challenge. You have to be flexible and you have to deal with your fears. That's all the previous episodes all rolled into one right there. So in your career, steady effort outperforms quick wins. Don't go for the ooh, ooh, ah, ah, Mr. Mrs. Big, gonna change the world. Be consistent in your performance. Consistency. Do routine things routinely well, routinely. Routine things routinely well, routinely, right? Don't let perfection be the killer of excellence. You can be excellent and not be perfect. You can be excellent and not be perfect. Steady effort will always outperform one hit wonders. Steady effort will always perform. If you like music, we know a lot of one hit wonder songs that the artist comes on, they have a great single, and you hear nothing else from them. And then there are some artists that are consistent. They put out hit after hit after hit, and they're consistent. Steady effort in your career will outperform quick wins. With your behavior, don't rush the process, nurture your progress. If you're trying and wanting to change your behavior, you've examined yourself. Maybe this podcast has caused you to look back over some things in your life and do some self-examination. Your fears, your commitment, your flexibility, and now even with your ability to change. Don't rush the process. Rome was not built in one day. That's one of the other things that goes into depth with me being in CrossFit. I had to be patient with myself, not rush the process, not try to make myself into the super athlete of the world, but I stuck with it. I stayed with it. There were certain routines, certain activities, certain exercises that I was able to grasp quicker than others. There were certain moves, certain routines that I struggled with. They were a challenge for me, a little bit harder. There were certain wads that I could breeze through. There were other wads that took all I had. But you don't rush the process. Unseen strength is being built. Unseen strength is being nurtured and is manifesting if you just keep at it. Change takes time. Change takes time. So if you're going to make change, if you're going to become better, allow yourself the ability, the time to become better. Allow yourself the ability, the time to make mistakes. There will be some failures in there. You're gonna have to pick yourself up by the bootstraps or by the neck, whatever you wanna call it, right? And then you still have to push forward and realize that you can do this, that you can make it, that it's making a difference. Although you may not see it right away, it may be delayed, but it will happen. It will happen. And as always, you have to tell yourself and you have to believe in yourself. You have to have faith in yourself. And you have to be around people that are going to motivate you, around people that are going to continue to encourage you and pull out the best in you. Like minded people that want to see you succeed and that will help you succeed, that will encourage you. Here is the question for this episode. Are you faithful in the middle of the process, even when results aren't visible? Maybe you're being challenged with something. Maybe you're hoping for something to change in your relationship, in your finances, in your career, in your health. Are you faithful while you're in the middle of it? We all are excited when we begin, right? We're all excited at the start, and then when we start seeing changes, we get a little more motivated. You see the finish line, you run a little bit faster. But the question on the table, while you're in the middle of the process, while you're in the middle of the change, are you being faithful? Or are you giving up? Are you slacking off? Are you making excuses because you're not seeing results? Results are happening. Don't kill the results just because you're not seeing them. Results are happening long before things change on the outside. Things have to change on the inside. So ask yourself, that's your reflection question for this week, for this episode. Are you faithful in the middle of the process, even when results are invisible? I stayed in CrossFit. I kept doing what was asked of me. I kept practicing. I kept putting time in, even when it didn't look like I was making any progress. Eventually, I saw the progress. I became more motivated, and then we go to the next level, and it starts all over again. This has been my time with you. This is This Side of 50. You're going to hear the outro. They're going to say it all over again. Like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you're going to have to allow change to happen over time. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Well, that's all for today on This Side of 50. If you found value in today's episode, make sure to subscribe, share with a friend, and leave a review. Connect with us on social media for updates, tips, and inspiration between episodes. Remember, keep living, keep learning, keep leveling up, and most of all, don't settle. And I'll see you in the next episode.